Welcome to FMK Anime. This is a week where each week, or this is a show where each week we watch a list of anime, and at the end of the week we can cut an anime by either fucking it or killing it. But I think we should just jump right in to Ranking of Kings, Episode 3. The Queen heals Baji's injuries, and Bebis captures and sends Kage away. After the king dies, Daida is appointed as the new king, and orders Bebis to kill the two who didn't vote for him, but Bebis is killed instead. We get Queen Hilling's backstory, who starts to be nice to Baji again and sends him off on an adventure. I'm going to be real with you. I can't understand why characters act the way they do in this show. It feels like their personalities shifted rapidly.
All right.
Yeah, I do have to admit, it did feel kind of like they retconned the lady, but I mean, I still liked this episode.
Yeah, she got full-on retconned. And, no reprimanding of her other child whatsoever. Deadass. This show just got made worse by the fact that she cares.
And not to mention, as I expected, people still had high respect for the king to the point where they were crying when he died. And suddenly they care that Baji is, getting not appointed as king? Like, that scene where, wait, you're vetoing the decision? How could you do that? All I said was, Domus! What the fuck? You just let Baji get beat to near death. What the fuck are you on about?
What the fuck is with this show? The consistency of the show and stuff, man.
I think it's...
Yeah, I would have fucked this. Maybe I'm letting my hand show too soon, but I would have fucked this episode if the queen was just an asshole. But the fact that she cares makes no fucking sense to what we've established so far.
Or if they wrote it in a way to where it was believable. Like, if they wrote it to where she's like, I don't want Baji to have to endure the hardships of being a king, so I'm hard on him. In a way that's believable, sure. You know what? I could have bought that. But she just does a 180 turn. It makes no sense. I can't understand.
And also, suddenly she's established to have magical powers. And this is not explained.
Sure, she's a cleric, whatever.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. I'm not going to go that hard on continuity, but, being basically the fucking evil stepmother archetype and then immediately changing on the dime because we need this for emotional effect just doesn't sit right with me at all.
Yeah, I do have to say one thing that I found kind of funny, and I got a screenshot of that, I think, was, the fact that she just, lets him have this fucking, implied to have once been three-headed snake. This magical snake that tried to bite him, and that she kicked away, and suddenly he cries, and she heals the snake, and then later on the snake is just in his bed.
Yeah, the snake that you thought just tried to kill your child. You go up and heal it because he's crying, whatever. You don't want to have him be exposed to death or whatever soon. Cool. But why the fuck you putting it in bed with him? That's how you get the king's son fucking killed. Fucking snakes are no joke. Those are like pythons. How do you expect that it's going to be friendly? Good thing that it's friendly to him afterwards. Because that thing, if it was anything else, it'd be like, oh shit, big fucking thing, kill it now.
In my defense, assuming that Bebis was still there, I'm sure she was like, hey Bebis, is this thing dangerous? So he just did his skedaddle magic? No, he's now my son.
I guess.
That's the assumption I'm pretty sure you're supposed to make, but we shouldn't have to assume it. It should be shown. Not stated, but shown.
Well, to be fair, that would kind of chew away at the runtime. I mean, literally, just not... the better way to do in this scene was to just cut off the part where Baji is sleeping with the snake. Because then you don't have to have any explanation, and we can just move on. We don't need that shot. It's useless. It tells us nothing and just raises a bunch of questions that are obviously not going to get answered.
Well, it's to show why the snake has, those feet, the it shows why the snake likes Baji, but at the same time, you could also just assume that it's because Baji made the king heal him.
Exactly. You didn't need to have him sleeping with the snake. And yeah, that sort of scene feels like a microcosm of the problems that I'm having with the show so far. Where it's like, look at the heartwarming thing. Don't think about how we got here. Don't think about consistency.
Also, what the hell was up with that demon?
That was really one of the few interesting parts of this episode. It seems like there's some kind of thing with this demon that was inside the king.
Yeah, I'm gonna put out my theory there. I think that was actually a thing by whatever the hell that mirror thing is that Daida is messing with. I think that was part of its plan to get him to be the king, was to plant this image, this illusion of a demon inside the king that would make Baji look bad.
The only
I can see that.
I was just gonna say, the only consistent character I can think of so far is the spear dude and Baji. Oh, and Kage, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Daida. Okay, there's more consistent characters than non-consistent, but the non-consistent characters are just super non-consistent.
Yeah, they stand out enough to be like, what the fuck is this?
To be like, what the fuck is this writing?
I do have to say that fight scene was fucking beautiful.
Yeah. And I like to think that demon is totally part of it, because like I thought it was gonna be like, oh, there's gonna be a demon that's gonna take over the kingdom or whatever, and that's why Baji has to leave. I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Yeah. If it weren't for I will say, if it weren't for the establishing thing of like Daida wants to discredit Baji so he can become king, if they hadn't already established that, I would have thought like, what the fuck was even up with that? It just appeared and then disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
But because we have that backstory, you get the understanding that, oh, this is probably part of that.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I am trying to wrap my head around, the moment she's pregnant with Daida, her feelings towards Baji shift on a dime. Like, and we aren't given any explanation as to why she shifts. We're just supposed to assume it's because, well, I have my own son now, so you're useless to me. But then she starts being nice to him again, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's like, trying to show that this character is actually redeemable and, actually cares about Baji, despite the fact that, like, I honestly thought she was planning a coup against him. The rest of this episode, like, just such a drastic shift.
It feels like they really, really wanted in the first episode to have that evil stepmother thing, but then they kind of just like changed their minds and decided to not do that.
And a part of me thinks that this is an adaptation problem, because like, I believe is this anime only, or is it
There's a manga, but we're already past the point of what's translated into English.
I mean, okay, that shouldn't matter then. I'm thinking it's an adaptation problem, like maybe in the manga she wasn't supposed to be like that aggressive towards Baji.
I know they skipped Domus's backstory, Baji's swordsman teacher. They skipped his backstory, so they might have skipped something.
Yeah.
Like, to me, what this screams to me is that, like a kid's show, it's more about the message and not coherency and continuity of how characters act. Like, it feels like how, shows each week have, well, this is our message. Well, how are we going to get the message across? Oh, have a character act this way. But wait, the character isn't supposed to act that way. It's a kid's show. Continuity doesn't matter. Like, that's what this feels like to me.
Yeah, you're kind of right. God damn it, I want the show to be good so bad, but it's I can understand where it is kind of fucking up.
It has good parts, it's just the writing.
Yeah. It's the consistency. Like you said.
Are we ready for cards?
I'm gonna say I still like this show, but you guys can decide what you want.
Hey, if you still want to fuck it, you can fuck it. It's just our votes will lie where they do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck.
Oh, shit.
Sorry
about that. Just give me a second. I have some technical things that are happening right now. The stream isn't showing up.
What the fuck? Why?
I made it private. Why the fuck did I make it private? Okay, that makes sense.
Oh no.
Alright, public. Save.
So I guess we'll just have no...
Public. Save.
Like...
Well, no, it should still show up in the VOD. It's just, it was private for, like...
Yeah, we're just gonna have no chat for that section.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can change it up right now. I did right now. I'm gonna share it in the other channel now, so... Whatever, I'll just cut this out.
Hey. Well, for my card, I'm gonna kill this episode. The writing is inconsistent to the point where I don't want to continue. I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, if this is a show where characters change on a dime, like, I'm not connected enough with the show already to try to see this through. Like, I don't like Prince Baji as a character even, because he's barely even a character. All he does is really grunt, and I think that's kind of annoying. And on top of that, like, I am more interested in the stuff that's happening, not to Baji. And we have just taken our first couple steps to step away from the stuff that I actually kind of do like about this show. On top of that, the inconsistent characters, just not great. So yeah, I'm gonna kill it.
Alrighty. That is 2 kills and a fuck for Ranking of Kings, Episode 3. Let's move on to The Vampire Dies in No Time, Episode 4. An odd creature with no control over his transformations needs help from Ronaldo and seeks him out. Vampiric vegetables overtake the house, and using garlic, they manage to stop it. And in the final segment, Ronaldo's classmate breaks in to steal his secrets.
Yeah, this was a fucking weird-ass episode.
This is the first episode of this show for me that missed more than it hit.
This is the first episode for me that I actually hated.
First,
Yeah, to be honest, kinda.
I liked the vampiric vegetable thing. I thought the vampire garlic thing was funny.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is it does seem to... I know we were bringing up at one point, like, I wonder if there's gonna be, like, other kinds of monsters in here, but it seems to be established that, like, basically there's just vampires. There's just... Every kind of monster is some form of a vampire.
What, like... In this world, aren't vampires supposed to be, like, hunted and considered evil creatures? How is, like, there's so much world-building stuff that's messing with me, because, for one, how is this odd creature allowed to walk in the streets? How does the Dompire, like, how...
Yeah.
Well, from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's just problematic vampires. Like, I mean, the vampire...
vampires.
Yeah, like, vampire control totally would have shut down and, like, killed Dralic. And, like, I mean, he was... Ronaldo was called to hunt Dralic because that kid was missing. So it's not like, you are a vampire, that means you must die. It's only ones that are, like, you know, acting out and being an evil asshole. This dude just seems like he's a fucking shut-in who just transforms all the time. And with the other girl, she's just a fucking housewife who's really obsessed with a book. Really obsessed with her book hero.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. I titled this... I literally titled this in my notes as Welcome to Simp Central.
That was the only joke I laughed at. The punchline of Ronaldo having all the love letters from his mom and he's just crying blood. Curse you! I'll be back! And just leaves.
I'm
But-
stealing. Sorry, go me.
Oh, you continue. I cut you off.
I'm stealing that for this episode's title, by the way, Ember. Welcome to Simp Central.
Yes.
Uh,
But I do love that. I do love that the one guy got, like, he got basically cured by the fact that Dralik just calls him a massive fucking virgin and just decides to throw a bunch of porn at him.
that was funny, but then the punchline of the lolly walking in and him shouting lolly as he transforms even further. I called that punchline the moment he walked in. I'm like, the little girl's gonna show up at some point and there's gonna be a lolly joke, isn't there? Guess what? There was a lolly joke.
What?
I really saw her as a lolly.
Remember, she walked in and then you hear him scream lolly as he transforms.
No.
I don't remember him ever saying that.
There's no
He just
lollies
saw
in
a
the show,
woman.
even.
He said woman.
Yeah.
Okay, the Funimation subs are just scuffed then, because he says lolly in the sub in Funimation.
How is she a lolly, anyway?
Short with not a big bust. It's the anime trope of, like, short woman equals lolly, because we are virgins, yes.
Ah, you don't have triple D-cup boobs. That must mean you're underaged.
Exactly. The vampire garlic segment didn't do anything for me either, because Ronaldo is afraid of, was it zucchini or leeks?
Celery.
Ah, celery. Ronaldo's afraid of celery.
You
know what, John?
fucking idiot.
John continues to be the best boy.
Yes.
Yes.
The final segment missed such an opportunity too. When they were doing calisthenics and Ronaldo was like, "What are you doing?" They should have said, "It's vampire stuff. Get out of here." But they were mean to him, which, you know what? Fair. Ronaldo's mean too. Then John is just the bestest boy, and like, "You want to play with me, John? You really are the best."
Precious. Just caught in the middle of all of this shit and just... I feel like that's basically just John in general, is just caught in the middle of all of these idiots bullcrap and just not having a fun time.
Yeah.
John for best supporting character.
John for Best Supporting Character 2021.
Yes.
Is it bad that I'm actually considering that for, like, the winner of best supporting so far?
Yeah.
I support.
I'd have to see more from, like, Sakugan and Paladin. Like, honestly. But so far, John, all the way.
I definitely want to wait until a couple of the other side characters show up in Komi-San before I make any decisions too, but yeah.
Yeah. I for the most part, I liked this episode. I thought some of the stuff with the Dampier was bad, mostly because, like, I mean, I forgot. Okay, in my notes, I kept screaming on about why the fuck is Dralik teaming up with the Dampier. Like, he has no reason to it. That I forgot that he was bribed by video games and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was bribed with the video game.
So, like,
Limited edition video game.
I guess I can look past my problems with that final gag, and I thought the punchline being he was hiding cards from his mom, that was kind of funny. I liked the vampire garlic scene, but man, the thing with Odd Creature was just, like, not good.
It wasn't good, and the rest of the episode, except for one joke, didn't make me laugh, so...
I liked the idea of the fucking vampire vegetables that were, like, invading their house. I just really like the scene of the fucking evil mushrooms slowly overtaking their house like it's fucking Last of Us.
I never really got anything out of that scene, really. I just thought that segment was kind of dumb. I was just watching, like, how did you let it get to this point?
Because
they're-
they're fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're incompetent. And,
God,
like,
how did Ronaldo even fucking get notoriety?
I fully believe that he has just three-stooged his way into being famous.
yes. I mean, this is one problem. Seems like that he's just a really good marksman, and this doesn't seem like a good problem that could be solved with just a gun alone.
Just shoot the vegetables, Fivehead. Why did they eat vampire vegetables, though? That feels like such a don't do that thing to do.
I mean, that's just another establishing thing of fucking Dralik. Dralik is also fucking stupid.
Yes, but I knew Dralik was stupid. That's why we love him.
I don't know.
The fact that he doesn't understand that because he doesn't eat the vegetables.
I'm just wondering why Ronaldo trusted him. He never trusted Dralik before, but now he does?
No, Wait, I thought he said in that scene, no, I don't actually trust you.
Well, he says that, but he still eats the bowl.
I mean, obviously they've lived with each other long enough to know that he probably won't fucking poison and kill him.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying that Ronaldo should have known Dralik's fucking stupid, and the vegetables would have been bad.
Yeah.
Maybe he was specifically eating them to show him that fucking this is not a good idea.
Then just let Dralik eat them and get sick. Don't get sick yourself.
He doesn't eat the veggies, though. He literally explained that at the beginning, that the reason why he cooks is specifically for other people. He does not eat this stuff himself.
Then don't eat them yourself or let John eat them. Just don't eat them. Throw them out. Throw them away. Get her a hearing aid.
I don't know what else are... I don't know. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, I just don't understand why they're like, this is something that we need to take control of. But vampire control will get mad. Let's cook and eat them. What?
Ronaldo has Sorry.
They're trying to cover up how stupid they are.
Ronaldo doesn't want his reputation to be tarnished. I mean, hey, big old vampire comes into... no, never mind, sorry.
He could have threw the vegetables out or into the ocean.
And then they just spread everywhere else, and it's a worse epidemic.
Why didn't he throw them into the furnace, then? Burn them.
He lives in an apartment. You're not going to access that easily.
I don't know. I don't have much else to say about this episode. How about you two?
Yeah, there was a whole lot of shit going on, but there was not really much depth to any of the bits. But to be fair, it's a fucking comedy. It's not meant to have depth.
But it's supposed to be funny.
It's a sitcom, and this is an off episode, definitely.
Yeah, it's not enough, honestly, for me to kill it, but it was a weird episode.
Well, if we're ready for cards, then I'm gonna kill it. Bad episode.
Was a bad episode? I believe... But guess what also had a bad episode that was a comedy that I really, really liked? Girlfriend. Hell, I think it's the exact same episode. No, it was episode 3. That was, like, really bad and kind of dragged on a bit. And I fucked it, and I got over that hump, and it got better the very next episode. So I'm going to give this the same benefit of the doubt. I like this supernatural... I like the supernatural sitcom. I'm willing to watch more of it, even if it has a down episode. I'm gonna fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck too. Like I said, it was dumb, but not enough dumb to keep me from watching it.
Gonna give it a big old eggplant. Oh god, why do I feel dizzy? Oh god, the eggplant's eating me. Shit.
Well, that is 2 fucks and a kill, for the vampire dies in no time. Let's move on to Komi-San Can't Communicate, episode 4. Pink-haired girl tries to beat Komi in physical examinations, and while Tadano is kidnapped by Stalker Girl, she tries to cozy up to Komi, leading to Komi and Naijima finding Tadano in her house, where Komi tells her she will decide her friends for herself. And after a terrible apology and threats to kill herself, Komi reluctantly accepts her into her friends.
Okay, so... You know, last episode of this show, where the Mieruko-Chan episode, we had it was like, the episode was bad, but the ending was really good. I had the opposite here.
Yes.
This episode was fucking incredible up until the end comes and just fucking corrupts the rest of this fucking episode, man.
It doesn't corrupt it because there are a couple of things that I can rationalize to understand how things happen the way they did.
I can't rationalize it at all. This is a fucking evil stalker, and Komi-san just accepts her as a friend. Despite we know how much of a fucking awful human being this person is.
Komi-san has trouble communicating and has never had friends before. As someone who has probably only seen these interactions through media, it is my theory that oh, of course they apologized. That means I have to accept their apology, right? Because in media, you are often shown that when you make a mistake, you apologize, and the person will always accept it.
I'm not even talking about the apology. I don't care about the apology part. Whatever. It's the fucking... it's the fact that you're like, no, I want this creepy fucking yandere stalker that we know is an awful person threatened to kill herself in front of me, and just all-around toxic human being. I want to be friends with that. It smells so much of just, we have a number that we have to beat by the end of this series, so fuck it, let's just accept anyone.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that's what she was doing. I'm 90% certain she was both accepting that to A, not have her commit any more crimes towards her Tadano, and B, what I mentioned before, the whole because in media, when they apologize, that means they're a better person. I should do this, right?
I don't even think at all. I think it was totally... it's not even, influenced by, media or something. It's just media doing that. It's just terrible fucking writing in the middle, right at the critical point of this fucking great episode.
While I think it was a bad ending and everything, I still don't think it ruins the rest of the episode. I think that's going a little bit too far.
I think it completely underhands, the whole point of this episode. At the very end of, not at the very end, but at the end of when Tadano gets kidnapped and, Komi writes out that I will choose my own friends like that and not just have someone decide that they're friends with me or whatever. It undermines all of that because she gets her fucking way. She's a terrible person. She does all this gross, toxic shit that actively hurts the people around her. And she gets her fucking way by the end of it. And that pisses me so fucking off. Just pisses me off so fucking much. And now she's gonna be a main fucking character? Fuck that!
No, she's not a main character. She's a side character that hardly ever shows up after this.
Yeah, she's a side character, but still. It's just... the fact that she gets her way. She does all this awful shit and she gets her fucking way at the end of it. Just ruins this whole episode for me.
There are only a few recurring side characters in this show, Naijima being one of them. But her and Dog Girl hardly ever show up after this. So.
Oh yeah. Probably, and that's it. But it's just...
And I don't think it ruins it, because the message is still, I will choose my friends for herself. Komi-san... It wasn't like she was forcing Komi-san to accept it. Komi-san still accepted it, which, while a bad choice, I can kind of understand... I can see what could have led up to that. But yes, it did feel like we have a number to beat. But at the same time, I don't think it's the worst way it could have happened. I didn't like the ending either. Don't get me wrong. I also didn't like the ending. But I don't think it ruins the rest of the episode.
It's and I didn't either until I sat and I thought about it a little bit more. And I realized, it's just it's just fucking, She gets her way, she doesn't change at all, she gives a half-hearted apology, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I will say he was 90% of the reason why I stopped watching this.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, after this, she hardly ever shows up, so, you know what? Whatever. The characters in this show, I have heard described like JoJo's parts. They only get better over time. Except for Naijima. Naijima is just great. The fucking scene where Naichima is in the house. Why did you two leave me alone in here?
That was really funny when you see, like, I admit I laughed so fucking much when, like, they leave, and then you just see Naijima just standing in the corner. She's just like, "Fuck you! Why did you leave me?"
I thought it was hilarious when Naijima opened the closet. We're clearly interrupting something. Tries to close the door. No. This episode was so fucking funny.
Yeah, like, and that's what hurts so much, is that, like, the rest of this episode was gold. Like, Naijima has been the peak of, just been peak Naijima. Tanado getting fucking kidnapped, like, the editing and the flow of this episode was still on point as ever. The style was great. Like, I love how it starts with, like, Tanado, it opens up with Tanado doing his normal thing, like, giving exposition, and then he gets kidnapped by Stalker Girl, and then she takes his place and starts giving the exposition. That was great!
That's fucking great! This show is over the top. You know what? This show is over the top in a similar way that Girlfriend is, where it just doesn't care. So what, Milika is stalking him and living in your backyard? Whatever, it's comedy. Like,
True.
That's the feel I got from this episode.
True, but here's the difference between Girlfriend and this show. The main character had backbone and didn't just accept everyone that came along that had the whiff a side character on it into his group.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That was what Nagisa. That was Nagisa's entire arc was getting backbone.
No, I'm talking about how fucking what's his name? Who's main boy again? I forget his name already.
Huh?
Not of
Oh, Naoya.
Yeah. Like how Naoya, when he's confronted by Milika, he turns her down because Milika's a crazy person? Yeah, no, that didn't happen here. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna say it. Girlfriend had better writing than Komi-San.
He didn't turn her down because she was a crazy person. He turned her down because he already had 2 loving girlfriends.
And also she was a crazy person.
That was not a part of the reason why he turned her down. You know that.
True. Everyone's a crazy person in that show. But he had backbone and he fucking stuck to reasonable reasons to, turn someone down instead of, I'm gonna accept everyone because that's what the show demands. Like what happened here in Komi-San.
It was a rough couple of side characters to start on, I will admit. Like, Dog Girl is okay. At most, she's a little bit uncomfortable, but as we've been seeing, she's not really a main part of the show. She shows up, like, once an episode for, like, 5 seconds. And I'm assuming... Yeah, and I'm assuming Yandere Girl is going to be a similar thing, because... Because to me, she seemed kind of like the embodiment of toxic fans throughout most of the episode, because she was, like, putting all of these expectations and everything on Komi-san, and, like, stalking her, expecting all of this. Like, it kind of felt like, obviously, it's supposed to be about yandere's, but it kind of also felt a little bit about toxic fans and everything. I don't know.
I don't know.
As though those are a different thing from each other.
Yeah, the crossover there is, like, immense.
And the pink, I like the pink-haired girl. I can't wait to see how she weasels her way into the friend group from the start of the episode.
I hope she doesn't. I hope she stays as this, like, faraway rival comparing herself to Komi-san this whole time.
Yeah.
Because that scene was great. Her justifying herself having a... weighing more than her as, like, a good thing, as a win, was great.
Who says weighing more and having long legs are undesirable traits? If you're starving in the desert, you live longer! I will call this a draw! Like, this episode was gold up until the end. It went from, like, a 10 out of 10 to a 7.5 out of 10 with the ending.
Yeah, I do have to say, I would be interested to see when the hell they're gonna get to fucking Ninja Guy. Because they're gonna get to him at some point.
Oh, I hear he's supposed to be one of the best side characters. Like, him and this Gyairu girl are supposed to be really good, but they're from year 2, so.
Fucking edgelord.
And, how many episodes do we have of Komi-San?
I think it's either going to be 12 or 24. Depends on how much Netflix wants to adapt.
We still don't have a number. It's that and Paladin that doesn't have a number.
Yeah, Paladin is assumed to be 12, but it might be 24 with the pace it's going at.
I have a theory that it might actually be a 3-core.
Oh, really?
Like, the pace it's going, man, it feels like it's going to be a 3-core, and there's still a lot of manga left to adapt.
Okay. Yeah. Are we ready for cards of this episode of Komi?
Yeah.
You already know mine.
Okay. I'll give my card first. The ending was bad. Yes. It was. I won't lie. But the rest of this episode was gold. I can't in good faith kill it. Knowing that this is a little meta, yes, but knowing that character is hardly going to show up. Knowing there are much better side characters, like JoJo's parts, the characters get better over time. Also, I can't leave Naijima behind. He is too perfect. I'm going to fuck the show.
Now, it's supposed to be in a very odd situation. There's a good chance that if I kill it, this will go up on the wheel. And I want to kill it. And I want to kill it very bad. Because that is some fucking garbage-ass writing that was at the end. And, you know what? I killed Ranking of Kings for a similar reason. And, like, I can't put aside, like, how fucking angry I was at the end of this episode. Like, this episode pissed me off to a degree that, like, that ending pissed me off to a degree that it actively devalues the episode before it. I'm gonna give it a knife. Like, I hope it survives the wheel, but I'm giving it the knife. Like, that was fucking garbage writing. And I cannot ration any part in my mind to not give it a knife. I hope it survives. I hope we go on to a next episode, and that's not just we talk about it through Graveyard, but yeah.
Don't worry, I have a plan to enact if this happened. I had a safety net, don't worry.
What do you mean?
Well, we'll see. I'll say it when we get to it. But for now, let's move on to My Senpai is Annoying, Episode 4. Igarashi catches a cold, so Takeda goes over to her place to take care of her. Then the next day, Igarashi helps Takeda pick out a cell phone, but Takeda catches her cold, and Igarashi returns the favor by visiting him and taking care of him while he's sick. She's got COVID! Stay away! 6 feet, you hear me? He has COVID too! They all have COVID! Gotta get the fuck out of here! I am such a fucking child. That's all I could think about this entire episode was just... I shouted at my screen when she put the mask on. COVID! She's got COVID!
I like to say...
Sorry, go.
Were you going to say something?
No, you go.
Now, I do have to say, I know it's dumb, but I kept re-watching that one scene where she just neck chops him. I don't know why, but his pain is massively funny to me.
It's so violent! It's great!
He was just trying to touch his beard, and he's just like, what are you doing? And she's just, attack!
I like that she puts on the mask, and the first person she sees outside, she immediately takes the mask off. It's like, real good fucking citizen there, really doing your part.
The fucking scene, too, where Sakurai looks at the like, shy boy, to, like, in my mind, I totally looked at that, and I saw this, like, the thought bubble that said piggable. The way she looks at him is such a, I'm gonna dick you down so dirty tomorrow. They're totally fucking in the supplies closet, right? Like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And also, we got a little bit more of that one lady that was drinking vodka in the one thing.
Oh, yeah.
She just basically shoves a cake. Yeah, she just shoves a cake in her face. It's like, basically implying, shut the fuck up.
We also get to see more of Igarashi's friend.
Yes. And also her grandpa. I fucking love her grandpa.
I love how her grandpa's just a biker dude.
Yeah.
This show is still cute and fluffy. I'll admit, this episode brought me a little bit further onto Takeda and Igarashi's relationship, but still the same feelings. I'm not upset that I'm watching the show, but I'm not really wanting to go out of my way to watch it either, you know?
I can understand that. It's fluffy. It's fluffy, but there's not really, like, it's something to have on. It's kind of like how I felt about the vampire show. It's like, it's not really something that's worth, like, critiquing for a podcast or whatever, I think. It's more just, like, something you have on just to have something on.
Yeah.
It's still good, though. I do love how he's just... love how they actually put the time in for, like, showing just how utterly not understanding of the phone he is. Like, it felt like me trying to get my mom to understand how the fuck, like, things work online.
Yeah, Takeda being a stupid old man, I really liked that.
Yeah. He is complete himbo, and I love this dude.
As for me, on the other hand, this is the most bored I've been watching a TV show in a long time. I just, like... It was just the shade... The first half of the episode was so good that we had to do it again, but, like, inverted. Really?
I think that was actually intentional, because they had that segment in between be like, hey, some time passed, and then they had that segment like, oh, he's sick, and, you know, because they set up that she was obviously going to return the favor and everything. I get it. I get how you feel. It did just do the same thing twice, but
it just felt like a waste of my time, and I wasn't that interested in it, like, at all.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. I will say one thing that I do find slightly annoying about her, and I get that it's just part of her character or whatever, but one thing I do find slightly annoying about her is just how much she massively, like, overthinks everything. Like, she's embarrassed of... It's probably because I relate to this on some level with my silly anxieties, but the fact that she'll, like, overthink and get embarrassed of things like actually being nice to people.
Yeah.
I get she doesn't want people to think that her and Taka are fucking, but at the same time, just let everyone know you're fucking. Just come on, let them know. Come on.
Yeah, or just literally all they'd probably think is that, like, you care about him and you wanted to make sure that he was okay.
I think it might be the environment of how everyone bugs her about it is why she gets so embarrassed over it. Because even her...
But then there was that episode, there was the thing in the last episode where she was getting embarrassed about helping a little kid. Like, how the hell do you misconstrue that?
Damn, Igarashi, I didn't know you had a daughter.
Damn, Igarashi, I didn't know that you actually care, people.
Damn, Igarashi, is that... no, I shouldn't say that. That's a bit derogatory.
No. But yeah, there was more of that shit where people were trying to be like, oh, is that your daughter? I think I messaged you about that, where it was just like, that's probably going to be a thing later on, where if they eventually start dating, someone is going to be like, oh, is that your daughter? And he'll have to be like, no, that's my girlfriend.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then people will be like, we're Chris Hansen. Illegal.
Honestly, I don't think I have much more else to say about this episode.
Yeah, like I said, it's cute, it's harmless. I wouldn't necessarily be upset though if it dies, because it's, like I said, it's not necessarily something that can be podcast-ifiable.
Yeah. And for all those reasons, and just that it's been 4 episodes and it hasn't hooked me yet, I think I'm gonna kill this episode.
Either way.
Yeah, it's been 4 episodes. It hasn't hooked me, and it's just hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about this, especially for the podcast.
Yeah, because it's like not really much happens. It is the definition of slow burn.
It is the sliciest of slice of life.
Yeah. What about you, Linus? What's your card?
I was bored to death by this episode. Yeah, that's it. Like, I have nothing else. I want to say some more, but like, I was just bored to death by it.
What else did you want to say? Sorry, I didn't.
Like I said, I did literally nothing else to say. I was just bored by it. Like, I've been muted this last bit because I don't know what else to say. It was just boring to me. I'm gonna kill it.
Now, Ember, you have the fate of the pure being in your hand. What do you do?
Oh god, we're killing a lot of things this season. How many things are like potentially on the chopping block right now?
2.
But if you kill this episode, then only 1. But if you fuck it, then 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna say die.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Oh. I thought you liked it. Wait, I thought you liked it.
Like I said, it's nice, but it's just not podcast worthy.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Oh, I was hoping for a wheel of 3.
Oh, don't worry. There will probably still be a wheel.
I'm upset. I thought we were gonna get a real big wheel this episode, but we've cut that short. But whatever. I respect the IQ play because it means Ranking of Kings is definitely getting another episode.
Yeah. See, as much as I love the vote with your heart, the metagamey stuff is a little fun too.
It was a good meta play. I'll give it up to that. I'm also happy with it because that means Komi-san's gonna live, so whatever. Wait.
I'll be honest, I could have went either way, and I left my vote blank for this and another episode of one of our shows.
Yeah, Sakugan?
Hell yeah. Suck. That is a triple kill for My Senpai is Annoying, episode 4. Let's move on to Sakugan, episode 4. Mamempu and Gagumber are detained and forced to stay in the colony while their punishment for espionage is decided. Gagumber tries to pick up girls but gets in trouble when he gets involved with a femme fatale named Zakletu. After beating the mob, Zakletu escapes Gagumber and is found again by the Bureau, who have worsened their punishment.
I really liked this episode. This was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. Them running around in underground Rome.
Yeah. As soon as Mamempu ran off, I was like, okay, so that's what this episode's going to be. She's going to run off, she's going to get in trouble, and Gagumber's going to have to save her. Oh, wait, no. We're going completely inverted on this, because fucking Gagumber's an idiot, and he's going to try to pick up chicks at a bar and get the mob called on him. Fucking great.
Yeah, one thing that I found kind of weird that they just kind of brought up and they never addressed it again was that creepy old man who literally just gives her an ice cream because she's a beautiful lady. It's like, that child is 12, you fucking pedo.
Well, this is essentially supposed to be underground Italy. In Italy, like, saying things like, oh, you're very pretty, or oh, your beauty knows no bounds, that's not necessarily a romantic or sexual thing, it's just a thing of being polite.
Fair enough. It felt kind of... That's probably just my Americanness, but it felt creepy.
It was definitely meant for Gagumber to be like, wait a fucking second.
Yeah, but then he, like, uses that same line when he's trying to pick up chicks.
And also... Fucking... What? This is Earth? That's straight up Italy. That's the Roman Colosseum. What the fuck happened to Earth?
Yeah.
I mean, it was implied that something. It was implied in the beginning thing that something forced humanity underground.
I thought this was like a space colony or something. No, this is fucking Earth. What the hell happened?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, what the hell did happen?
Like, I got major Planet of the Apes, fucking Statue of Liberty vibes from the Colosseum there, where it's like, you fucking animals, what did you do?
Yeah, and the fact that they had, like, I did like that little world building touch of making the fake, like, canals in the fake holographic canals in the railroad thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was a pretty episode.
The rest of it, like, Gumber really, going off to get, like, tortured by the mob and shit like that.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know, it was just fun. It was fun watching the new girl fight, and I hope we get more of her. I really like her.
Yeah.
Judging that she's on the poster for the show, I'm assuming she's one of our main side characters.
Yeah, he is going to show up again. No fucking way she isn't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm gonna have a hot take this episode. I really liked the new character. The stuff surrounding her with the mob, I wasn't a fan of. Like, seeing her and Gagumber interact with, like, Memempu coming in for the save, like, that was all fun. This episode was still good, but at the same time, I felt like we took a step away from the plot to introduce this character with a mob that's probably not going to be important at all. And just, I didn't really care for the mob or anything. It felt like they were more played for laughs and goofs rather than actually being villains.
Yeah, fair enough. We already had an established, like, potentially is a bad guy in that guy that literally, like, attacked them as soon as they came into Jolly Jolly.
Well,
and going off of that, I didn't like how we started the episode off with the Bureau capturing them. I was hoping we'd see it happen.
Yeah, I wanted fight scene.
Yeah, was a little bit of a letdown that there wasn't anything, like, especially with the cliffhanger that we left on that last episode. It felt like he kind of just cut off and be like... But I guess there's not really much. Like, those were actual combat mechs, and they have a mining mech. Like...
Yeah.
And Gagumber's not going to go up and fight humans. Like, it's obvious he's just going to be like, okay, I don't want to kill someone, especially with my daughter in the cockpit.
It felt a bit weird jumping immediately to them being captured.
Yeah, and the guy that they were strongly implying was going to potentially be a bad guy. I have in my notes, even after they established that he's like from the government and everything, I have in my notes, I still don't know if I trust this dude. It felt very strongly like they were going to go that route of you can't necessarily trust this guy. But no, they just throw in a completely different villain and say that guy's actually the villain.
Oh, I totally don't trust this guy. Like, fucking Mr. Bureau Man, who Gagumber tried to, pay off. I totally don't fucking trust him. Never trust bureaucrats.
Yeah. But it's just they already had their fucking potential villain dude, but then they have to just throw in this cheesy dude, which, as I pointed out, there was that thing... At the beginning, it's just like, hello, I'm bi, it's time to die.
Yeah, why were men and women created? So I could have sex with both of them. Punch.
And then he threatens to fucking butt plug the people.
Man, I was really hoping that Gagumber would score with Zach Lidu. I feel like that would have been a fun dynamic of, fuck, we had a one-night stand, and now you're wanted by the law, too. I guess I gotta go with you. Like that.
Either that or he just seduces his way out of prison.
Yeah, but nope, his daughter cock blocked him.
I don't know. I like this little side quest, side adventure to set up this new character. I thought it was fun. This is a journey anime, so we have a couple more episodes to actually get to our destination, you know? And, like... I'm fine with us taking a quick little detour for an episode, as long as it's fun, and this episode was fun to me.
Yeah, like, I didn't hate it, it just felt like a little bit disappointing after the excitement of the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I get that.
Like,
It
but
felt
I
like
do
it's
really
starting
like
to get-
Zach Leto. I really do like her. And I liked Gagumberg striking out with everyone, even the two, like... Okay, the two chicks that were, like, holding each other when he striked out with them. Was he, like, flirting with a couple?
He was, I think he was fishing for the hot bisexual couple.
He was fishing for a threesome.
Yeah.
I will be your unicorn if you want me to. No, fuck you. But yes, it did feel kind of like I said, it felt kind of like they were retconning what they were setting up at the cliffhanger in the end. But it's still not enough for me to say that I want to keep watching this show.
I'm excited to see what might be our third main character for this show. The one girl who's like a redhead and she's got like that yellow highlight. You see her in the opening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see her or him. I can't tell.
Because the character writing's been on point, and I know whoever they're gonna be, they're probably gonna be cool. Like, I don't think there's a single character that I think is poorly written in this show so far.
Mm-hmm. Like, the show is still very good. It's just the episode, like, it was a dip in quality for sure for this episode. But like, I don't even hate it. It's not even that I hate it.
It was just kind of a weird episode.
It was a little side tangent. I don't think it was a dip in quality. I mean, maybe the beginning I can argue, but then again, like, I feel like if we were to go through that, through the connecting the dots there, it would have taken way too much time, I think. And just for pacing and, like, time concerns, that's why they cut it out. That's why they didn't have that.
See, I just didn't like the mob. That's why I think it was a dip in quality. Like, the mob did nothing for me, except for, like, the start where he's like, why did men and women get created so I could have sex with both of them? That was, like, the other time I was like, sex. But then, like, the rest of that, you know what? The fight scene with them was pretty cool. See, Zach Leto is a fun character, and I can't wait to see her more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also fucking love how she's a femme fatale. Like, all right, what are you gonna give me? I'll save you, but how much?
Like, yeah, like she has no realistic reason to actually care about this guy just yet. She just met him.
Oh! You know what vibe she gives me?
What?
Neither of you have watched Cowboy Bebop, so this is gonna make no sense. But she reminds me of Faye. Where
Yeah,
she's
I
like...
gotta watch her at some point.
Yeah, because like Faye in that show, she's got the same femme fatale sort of vibe to her. And she's like, yeah, I'm just tagging along because I want to get paid. But I also kind of like you guys, but I kind of don't. Fuck you. And
That's all the more reason that I should watch this, then.
yeah.
Yeah, Sakugan, still good. Still good. Just was a little let down by the episode, but you know what? It just means that next week can't let me down. Well, it can, but please no.
Honestly, I think that this is gonna be like, if I was one to bet, I'd bet on, like, at this point, if I was to bet money on one to live to the end, I'd bet on Sakugan. Like, I doubt it's gonna drop in quality. Now, note this for when it pulls a fucking Itoday and Deities, like, 3 episodes from now.
Yes, when the red-haired character is introduced, and, only I watched that farce. That joke, you know what, I'll still say, yes, when the red-haired character shows up and, has sex with Memempu.
Yeah. Note for now, I'm gonna clip this and I am going to save it so that I can put it in the exact episode that it goes downhill.
Like I said, there are 3 that I'm fairly certain are going to live to the end, and Sakugan is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck.
Fuck. Meep.
Meep.
I'm gonna fuck it too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you just
I was
Yeah.
sipping on some drink. Yeah,
sip.
that is first trifecta of the week goes to Sakugan.
Oh, it's been a rough one.
Mid-season slumps, my guy.
Yeah, episode 4 seemed to be pretty... Like, I've only been on this show for a couple seasons, and with my previous experience with anime, episode 4 seemed to tend to be the weakest.
Yeah, it's because they shows always put the most of their budget into the first little bit and the last little bit of their shows. It's usually the first 3 to 4 episodes and the last 4 to 5 episodes get a lot of budget.
Yeah.
It's just how seasonal anime goes because they have a budget to work with all season. That's why when it comes to mid-season slumps, I'm a little bit more lenient. But yeah, trifecta. Let's move on to Paladin of the End, episode 4, or the Faraway Paladin, episode 4. My bad. Gus
However
is
I
able.
want to say it.
Yeah. Gus is able to destroy Stagnate's body, but his second avatar injures him and the other undead. Will, after getting a kick in the pants from Mary, battles Stagnate and swears his oath to the goddess of light, Gracefeel, who guided him when he was reincarnated. However, Stagnate was toying with Will and truly wanted to kill Blood and Mary. I love Stagnate as a villain.
Yes.
I love how much of a cackling, maniacal supervillain he is, but he is true to his convictions, and he broke a trope that I hate with those type of villains where, oh, when they get angry, they lose their cool. No, he was just toying with the kid.
Alright.
Yeah.
So something confused me this episode. I thought fucking Gus, Mary, and Blood all fucking died. What happened with them?
They were injured, but Stagnate came for their souls the next day.
Okay. So he didn't actually kill them.
He injured them, but...
Yeah, I think that was just more of his toying with Will
Yeah.
by making him think that they were dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fucking whiplash of an episode, dude. I have in my notes, like, he is defeated. Oh, wait, no, he isn't. And then Will's all alone. Oh, wait, no, he isn't.
Sorry about that, Discord crashed.
Ah, shit.
Well, all I was saying was he injured them, but because he wanted to see if he could get Will to sign a contract with him, he let them live.
Yeah.
Because that's why he was saying, like, oh, if you sign a contract with me, you can walk with them until the end of time.
Makes sense. We got our isekai goddess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think she's the best kind of them, because in most isekai goddesses definitely don't have that level of thought put into them. They're kind of just put there and it's like, yeah, we're just here to bring you to another world and then transport them to another world. No, Gracefeel actually, it explains. She brings souls from other worlds to avoid the stagnation of this world. Okay, that's a cool concept.
I like a god of life that's not only the god of life, but also the god of death. Like,
Yes.
she's got that feeling of, like, life and death are two sides of the same coin. Like, I love that so much when I write my own shit. Like, I wrote I wrote a god like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me, like, he's not actually the god of the death, he's the god of undeath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I also, as much as I know it is the stereotype of, like, oh, isekai, the characters are neat, I love how in this isekai, it's not romanticizing the like, essentially the shut-in lifestyle. It actively says, like, that was a terrible thing. He was in a bad place. And I like how the show tackled it. 'Cause
Yeah. It mattered, and, like, it wasn't just a throwaway thing to be like, here, project yourself on this character.
Yeah. Like, Will is such a good main character so far. I really like him.
Fucking great.
Like, to a surprising degree. I feel so bad. This anime has been getting trashed on. Like,
Really?
Not trashed on, but it's been... I feel like it's been underrated. It's mostly been getting 7s, and I think it's at least an 8 so far. It's taking its time. It's tackling things maturely and nicely. And I don't see anything there is to dislike about this so far. Like,
Yeah, that was one of the little things that I wanted to point out as well, was like, I have it in my notes. I love that little detail. It was actually kind of funny to me, the fact that, like, with him having, like, I have it in my notes, he was protected by the power of bread. Like, he got that powerful because of, like, the daily communions of holy bread that he's been eating since he was a baby.
I'm also
fused with Jesus.
My holy symbol will be a loaf of bread. It's gonna get real old and stale and, like, maybe a little moldy, but it will be my holy symbol.
I loved when he swore his oath to his god. Not just that it was a god that we didn't really know much about, but, like, the actual oath he swore and everything. That scene was so cool. And seeing, like, him with the Paladin weaponry, or Paladin, like, you know, his smites and everything. And when he was battling Stagnate, I was like, oh my god, this is cool. But he's not going to win, obviously. Stagnate's, like, big bad. Then we see Stagnate disappear, and it's like, oh, like, I knew the moment. He's like, where's Stagnate gonna come from? Like, fuck, he's gone, buddy. He left.
Yeah, it's...
Sorry.
Nah, you go. I was just gonna agree with you.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, it's not like when you guess a punchline at the start of a scene, because this scene lasts, like, 10 seconds of him being like, okay, the moment that Stagnate comes up, because even if you call it, it's 10 seconds, and and you get more of a feeling of, oh, that's cool! Ah, I was right! Rather than fucking, I guess, but, yeah, like, just Stagnate in general is a really neat villain. I wouldn't say he's super fascinating yet, but I really like him.
I gotta say, I haven't watched it, but I keep hearing the show get compared to Jobless Reincarnation. And, like, I keep hearing it described as Jobless Reincarnation if it wasn't creepy, and I think that sounds like it's doing it a disservice. Like, I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Without the horny.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, so I can't say anything on it, but it just sounds like it's a disservice. I don't know how much is actually similar to it, though.
Jobless Reincarnation is... quality-wise, it's really good. It's really nicely animated. The stuff in it is good, because the reason why I compare it is Jobless also took 4 to 5 episodes while Rudy was growing up to establish his connections with his family, his mentors, like, showing how he's growing as a soon-to-be adventurer. And guess what this show is doing? It's taking 4 to 5 episodes to establish his connection with his family, his mentors, you know, building up a villain. The only difference between the two is Jobless Reincarnation had a lot of creepy shit in it, and this show has none of it, and that's what makes me happy. I wanted to like Jobless so bad, but it just has so much creepy shit in it.
Yeah, because Jobless was on the podcast, right?
It was, and it only died because it kept having the creepy shit. We would have kept fucking it if it didn't have all that creepy shit.
Hell, we might have been watching it this season, because I think it's got a season 2 this year.
Yes, it does have a season 2. It's coming out this season.
Oh. I'm sure that would have been weird if it would have lived to the point where we could see it.
Yeah.
Like, we'd have 2 very similar shows going on at the same time.
Well, I should say, the only reason I compare it to it is, I know the direction Jobless goes after Rudy leaves his home. It apparently goes in a different direction, but as of their starting points, they are very similar. And it's very likely that the author of this light novel took inspiration from Jobless, because Jobless was the first light novel isekai to ever come out, I'm pretty sure. Or not ever, maybe not to ever come out, but it was the one that popularized isekai in, like, light novels and that.
Mm-hmm. It was one of the big ones that came out and, like, really kickstarted the whole genre, even before Sword Art.
Yeah, even before Sword Art. The ReZero light novel took some inspiration from Jobless. It's been out since before even ReZero.
Something else I wanted. Right. There's something I need to point out. A worse show would have had this episode that we saw just now be episode 1. I honestly feel that. Like,
Yeah.
a worse show would have just yada yada'd over Will's upbringing and over the world building and just gotten straight into the big heroic resolution action. And I'm so glad it didn't. And saying that we've had 3 episodes to grow alongside this character and see his growth.
Yeah, and actually care about him when these things happen.
Yeah, and it's not like, here's my big tragic backstory and my big resolute moment. And it's not like, cool, buddy, I don't know who you are. It's like,
That's what they did with fucking Platinum End.
That's what they did with Platinum End. That's what they did in Fire Force. And, like, so many other anime do that, where they just rush it and just get this big, explosive, triumphant moment for this character we don't give a shit about yet.
Yeah.
But in here, like, I felt it, and I was really, like, excited for Will and, like, going through that. And, like, I got hyped during this episode when he was, like, making his oath and stuff, because I know Will, and I like him, and I know that this is a big moment for him.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I love it when shows take their time. Like, this episode was fantastic with that. It's my favorite of the show so far. Like, I'll straight up say that. Like, just like Grace feels designed to. I'm hoping that we get more of her because early contender for waifu.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you there. He is very waifu.
Like, I really liked this episode. It was really nice, and the show does its cliffhangers on point. Like, I just want to say that, like, the cliffhangers of this show are on point because they make me. This is the show that I'm the most excited to get back to every week, and I'm so upset it comes out Saturdays.
Yes.
Because it's so far away.
This in Sakugan, I fucking just, like, immediately after the episode, I want to binge it. Like, the same exact feeling that I had with Vanitas, where it's like, oh man, I really want to binge this show. I'm getting with Sakugan and Paladin. They're fucking great. I'm glad we got them. Like, we got so lucky with our polls.
Oh, we did.
We got the fucking SSRs.
Yeah. This show is so fantastic. I absolutely love it. I have no clue what I'm... This is going to be one of those seasons where by the end, like, on the retrospective is going to be when I figure out what I'm marrying, because good lord, we have a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one complaint, though. I have one criticism that I have to bring up, and even then, I understand why it's done. The CGI skeletons look fucking awful. They look awful.
Yeah.
But I get it.
It's not the worst CG out there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as bad as whatever the fuck Deep Insanity was doing.
It's no Deep Insanity, it's no Berserk. I've heard that there's another series out right now called Tesla Node that's supposed to have horrendous CGI.
Oh, people are calling it the spiritual successor to X-Arm.
Oh, I need to watch it.
Oh my god, I need to show Ember some old screenshots from X-Arm.
Yeah.
Just show them the trailer. Just show them the trailer. That's all you need.
I do have to say, one of the other ones that looks kind of interesting right now is Blue Period. Just for that thing that Giga mentioned in his video where it just shows, I've done it! Boobs!
Yeah.
Dude's getting all deep into trying to draw things, and then the guy next to him is just like, ah, yes, titty.
Oh pie.
I hear Blue Period is supposed to be really good. I want to check it out, but it's probably going to be one of those ones I put on my watch list until I'm like, I have more time. I still need to watch through the rest of Season 1 of 86. I hear Season 2 of 86 is supposed to be really good.
Oh shit, you got the spider anime on here.
Ah, yes, Spider. Repressed memories.
My sister made me watch some of that, and it didn't seem that bad.
The kids are awful. Anyways, enough about Winter 2020.
Yeah. What were we talking about again?
Paladin's End. Paladin, faraway Paladin? Paladin.
Yeah,
whatever the
Just
fuck
call it Paladin. Just
Paladin.
call it Paladin. Fuck it.
But, you know, there is one thing I have to bring up. Is he multi-classed into wizard? Because he can't cast magic if he's a paladin, other than his smites.
I mean,
because he knows wizard magic.
I don't think they're necessarily following by exactly like the D&D rules.
I know. I'm making a joke.
but playing off of it, I'd totally go for it, man. Like, yeah, hell yeah. He starts off multi-classed. Wait, he took his oath. What oath level did you get your oath at? 2?
I think level 3.
No, I think he get it at 2.
Let me check.
So it could be possible that he is a level 3 who is 2 paladin, 1 wizard.
I definitely think he'd be more than level 3 with the fight he put up against Blood.
Nah, like, because he has to have a point in wizard, and we're gonna assume that this is his backstory, and that we're just getting into the main story now, so I'm gonna assume if the DM is starting him at a level 3,
Says the DM who starts us off at level 5.
listen, it's because it was a one-shot, okay, and that was a mistake.
Sacred Oath comes at level 3.
I'm gonna cut this because this is taking too long, but I'm looking.
Worth.
I thought so because the only class I can remember that gets their subclass at level 2 is Wizard.
I mean, I swear I remember. Oh yeah, I'm really gonna have to cut this. This is taking a while.
I know you get your Cleric Oath at first level.
Yeah. Clerics don't have oaths. They have domains, though.
Domain, yeah, sorry. Ooh, wait. Maybe it's not an oath.
Yeah,
maybe,
level 3.
Maybe he's a cleric. Maybe it's a cleric because clerics can swear oaths still.
So he's level 1. Okay, so long story short, he is level 1 cleric, level 1 fighter, and level 1 wizard.
Exactly. There we go.
Perfect. It fits. He has a, and by the way, he has a god fucking stat roll because he can do this.
Yes. I'm so interested to see because we know that he was reborn, and we know that Gracefield was the one who led him through. I'm wondering what the circumstances were that led to him being kidnapped by those undead demons.
Yeah. I almost get I almost get like a little bit of a sense that maybe like this was all set up by fucking Stagnate in the beginning. Like this was all part of some grand master plan and he's just a pawn in it whether or not he knows it.
Yeah.
That is possible. This might be the first season in a long time where we have a really strong list of villains, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Stagnate is strong so far.
We might not actually have to do a joke villain this time, like capitalism or depression.
But I want to do joke villains still. Can't we have the vampire boy bands or the CG monster as joke villain? Oh.
I don't know, man. We'll see when we get there. We're only at episode 4 right now. We still got another 12 to go.
Yamai from Komi-San.
I'd go for that if she wasn't fucking goddamn accepted into the fucking friend group. Ugh.
You'd still be a villain in the friend group. She still threatened to kill herself with sharp chopsticks.
He's just the mole. He's the mole.
She's no Milika. She'll never be Milika. Did Milika win Best Villain, by the way? I forgot.
Yeah, yes, because the only other choice was the roof. Even though I was only based on his potential.
Alright. We keep talking about previous seasons. We have to stop.
What are we gonna vote, ladies and gents?
Fuck. All of the fuck.
Fuck. Yeah.
Fuck.
I will give this my entire dick.
See, you said you see Sakugan being the show to live to the end. I see Paladin and Sakugan.
Oh yeah, same here. But like, I'd give the edge to Sakugan because I like sci-fi a little more than fantasy.
That is fair. I would give the edge to Paladin because I like fantasy more than sci-fi.
I would give it to Sakugan just because.
Just on a technical level, I fucking love how it's animated. Just so bouncy and just beautiful.
That is one thing I will say about Faraway Paladin. Its animation is good, but it's definitely not. It's not unique. Isn't the word I'm looking for? It's not.
Yeah, it's standard.
Yeah, it's standard. It's not fantastic. Actually, let me check because this might be the studio's first work. So I remember.
Yeah, it's just I love that. I love how bouncy and dynamic and just powerful. And I know I said that before, but I fucking love how good the music is and everything in Sakugan. It's so good.
Yes.
I still
Say that opening is one of my favorites of the ones thus far. That fucking goes hard as hell.
Oh yeah. The Sakugan opening is great.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not gonna check the thing about the Faraway Paladin because this is a good read-in to Mieruko-Chan. Because when I just opened up Mal, I saw something, and yeah, okay. So that is a trifecta for the Faraway Paladin, episode 4. Let's move on to Mieruko-Chan, episode 5.
Never gonna die.
Miko is tailed by another girl who can see spirits. She traps her in a room and questions her, leading to Miko choking her out, and a misunderstanding leading the girl to think Miko is evil. Miko then solves an old woman's dementia by helping the spirit of her dead husband. So, apparently it was episode 6 that came out this week. They're doing episode 5 next week.
What the fuck?
Because they skipped 2 chapters, and apparently that's intentional.
I'm
Okay.
guessing there's a whole... I'm gonna guess from everything that has happened previously, they are frantically cutting out all of the horny.
I'm guessing that they wanted to establish this new character first before they have their next episode. I'm gonna guess episode 5 is gonna have some stuff to do with that character, but more in the background, so they wanted to do this one first. Still an odd choice. I didn't even notice until I pulled it up, so...
Yeah, it did seem like it fit fairly well with the rest of the story, but... I guess, whatever. It didn't feel like they cut anything.
I'm just gonna put question mark next to Mieruko-Chan episode 5, because I don't know if it's actually episode 5 or episode 6.
Episode 5?
Question mark?
I think it is episode 5. It's just they're doing the manga order out of order. Like,
yeah.
I don't think this is a full-on fucking Peach Boy Riverside situation where it's like macheted.
This was certainly an episode of Mieruko-Chan.
Just fucking talk. That's all she needed to do, was just fucking talk.
Well, I mean, she couldn't exactly talk to the girl. She couldn't exactly talk to the girl when there was the big old fucking giant-ass square ghost.
But in the hospital, when there's no ghosts around, you could just say, hey, I see them too. There was a big one. I couldn't. Instead of being a cryptic bitch and just being like, and making her think that you're just like this fucking awful bully, you could have just said, I get it. Big one. Couldn't talk. Can't talk. Goodbye.
I also really don't like the new side character they added. I don't like this girl.
Yeah.
Because her whole shtick seems like it's going to be, oh, Miko-chan is evil.
She's evil bully person because she chokeslammed me.
Yeah, that is one thing that I kind of find interesting is how, like, it started off as just her, like, pretending to like this wrestler dude in order to get that one yandere ghost to go away. But now it's evolved into she actually kind of has an interest in wrestling.
Yeah, I did like that. the best part of this show to me is still Hana. Like, when she walked up, Miko, is it true that you choked and killed a girl in class 2? No, she's alive.
Yeah, everything else is true. I did choke her.
Honestly, I do think she has a thing for muscle men, and she's just using that to her advantage right now.
So far, she has a thing for big, muscly guys and busty women.
Maybe.
I don't know. There are a couple of scenes I noticed where she's staring at a certain part of Hana.
To
I
deny
mean,
the fact that...
At
Sorry.
one point, it was because a ghost was currently on those titty.
Yeah, other than that scene, there, like, last episode and in this episode, there were a couple of scenes, like, especially when she was like, I won't send mine, but you send me yours, though.
She's got a thing for Hana, like, 100%.
Yeah, I do have to say this episode was at least slightly less horny.
Yeah, Hana was wearing the underwear over her clothes this time.
Yeah.
But
It focused more on the actual, like, I do like that they're establishing that there's actually, like, a reason why she can see these ghosts, and, like, she can actually help them to some degree.
I think it'd be really sweet if she had a crush on Hana. That'd be really sweet.
Yes.
yeah, but, like... This episode brought up some interesting things. So, ghosts can, like, affect people if... like, affect normal people who can't see them if they walk through it? I still don't fucking know. Like... would Hana die if she walks through a ghost? I don't know. And if so, with the omnipresentness of the ghosts, why is she not dead already?
I think it's... the show hasn't explained it yet, so I don't know, but I think it's that the ghosts don't have to, like, interfere with the physical world, but if they want to, they can. Like, for example... or wait, no, we don't see her get touched, because it's the old lady that grabbed her. Never mind, we don't even know still if the ghosts can affect the physical world.
Yeah. Exactly. We have no fucking clue about the ideas of this world. And so it makes a lot of scenes make no sense to me, because, like, it's like, why don't you just let her go? Like, when she calls out a cockroach and, like, makes Hana step out of the way of the ghost, what's wrong with just letting her run through it? Like, the only time we've seen them have aggression is when you freaking acknowledge their existence.
Well,
so, like, why not just let her walk through it? Like, we don't know. Like,
and the one horny ghost that tried to grope Hana.
Yeah, and it just groped her, and she didn't feel anything. It was just an uncomfortable situation, as crappy as it sounds. Like,
yeah.
But they do nothing to her, so why are you looking out for her? And more importantly, why didn't you just leave the room where the girl was, like, trapping you in? Not even trapping you in. Why did you not just leave the supply closet when the big ghost went out and just went and was like, ew, you're a weirdo, and just left? Why did you stay in and chokeslam her? That was not your only option. You could have fucking left. And I'm pretty sure she would have been fine because she didn't see it. So, like, what the fuck?
I think she might have actually locked the door.
But if so, like, they don't, like, give keys to teachers. Like, those shit's, like, locked from the inside. Either they were both trapped in there, in which case, how did someone find her after she chokeslammed her? Then, like, how did they get out then?
I guess I kind of chalk it up to she was just, like, full-on panicking. But
listen, she just got really into the act. There was a certain thrill that she took from the act. She had to see it through.
I don't know, but there's so many of these situations where it's just like, something happens and it's just like, just leave. Just walk away. Why don't you just walk away? It's not that hard. It's not blocking anything or anything. Like, if it got behind her and blocked the door...
You know what? I think I know what you're talking about, and that will make me rescind this episode is not being horny.
Wait.
I think I understand the reason why they had her chokeslammer, and it is for horny reasons.
No, that's not the actual reason. I was making a joke.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, is what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that I'm pretty sure that was just because Miko was panicking, but I was just making the joke like, nah, she got a certain thrill out of it. Having someone else's life in her palm just gave her a certain thrill.
Mm.
Like, this show is so frustrating for me because we're 5 episodes in, almost halfway through. We've gotten barely any breadcrumbs of a story, and we're just now starting to learn the way these ghosts work.
And even
My
then,
patience
like,
with the
they're...
show... Sorry. I was just gonna say, my patience with this show is done.
Like, I need answers. Like, that... Like, serious fucking answers. Like, what happens if Hana walks through the ghosts? Because so many of these situations are... like, brought up with the fact that, like, oh, if someone else walks through the ghosts, then they'll die or something. But we don't know that for sure. We don't know what the effect of a ghost, of someone normal walking through a regular ghost is. With how present ghosts are and stuff like that, it's obvious that, like, some people will eventually walk through ghosts. But what will happen? Will they just die? Or do they not? I don't know.
Yeah, that's never been established. It's basically just...
Oops, sorry.
I think it's basically just we don't know what the hell is going on. We're just going on whatever panicked thoughts that Mieruko-Chan has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my assumption is that it doesn't actually do anything, but Miko still doesn't want to see Hana walk through them. Because it might be hard for her to watch or something. I don't know. But at the same time, we don't know. And that's what's frustrating about this show. It hasn't given hardly any world building, and my patience has run dry with it.
And what little that we have...
Like
sorry, go.
It's like I said with the fucking other show with, like, Platinum End. It's like, it's doing that thing of implying that cool stuff is going to happen at some point, but then it just never fucking does. It just, even at the end with the guy that talks at the end of the whole thing, it's just like, he literally says, hey, is there going to be cool stuff happening later? You watch and find out.
Oh, so you saw the after credits too?
Yes, where the guy she just saved literally just gets eaten by the donut line monster.
Okay. For you, Limus, remember that one line they went in? Like, the line of ghosts waiting to be eaten?
Yeah, I watched the end credits scene. I actually thought that was kind of cool. Like, that's like, oh, yeah. His mission is complete. Now it's time for me to get eaten.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. That was fun.
I mean, I think it was stupid that finding the hairpin cured her dementia. But, yeah.
Well, I know, like, for actual people with dementia, if there are certain triggers that can help you with remembering, like, that's why it's really recommended for people with dementia to move back in with family, like, out of old folks.
Yeah, or like, they found actually that, like, playing certain kinds of music, like, that were from when they were still senile, or, like, when they were still sane, that can actually also be a trigger.
You know what, I can let off to that. It's just like I probably looked too far into it because I've already been, like, not liking the show.
Yeah. Are we ready for cards?
Yeah.
I'ma kill it. I could have gone either way on this episode, but after talking about it, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say die.
And I am also gonna kill it. I have too many problems. Like, I love this show if it didn't do the horny, and if it didn't do the horny, if it, like, actually gave us world building information so we can be properly scared in the situations that we should be scared. And, it made more sense. Because a lot of these scenes feel like Mieruko is putting herself in danger when she shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill. I don't like it.
Alrighty. With that, it's time for a wheel.
Yeah, wheel time.
Come on, Mieruko-Chan. Mieruko-Chan, die, please. For me.
Both die.
We literally just try-killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Senpai also had a tri-kill.
Yeah, 2 tied, so that means they're both going on the wheel.
Ah, fuck.
Stream through Discord.
I'm gonna stream.
Ember, you're the one that killed Senpai with us.
All I'm gonna say is whatever the hell, even if that dies, I'm still gonna probably keep watching it.
Honestly, I'm definitely gonna continue watching it to see more of Sakurai and Kazuma's relationship, but as of the podcast, I don't think it's very good for the podcast.
I like the uh-oh in your voice there, Ember, of just like, oh no, I may have made a mistake.
I don't want to watch more of the ghosts.
Fair. Neither do I.
I'll do it if you make me, but I'm not. I don't want to.
Wait, should we keep both to like a different part of the wheel just so it's not by kill both?
All right, sure.
Try moving it up. Okay.
Oh wait, shit, that didn't work. So I'm gonna move keep both and replace it with Mieruko. All right, this is the second time Mieruko-Chan's been on the wheel. Oh wait, that did the exact same thing. Fuck.
I think you need to have it halfway down the list. Like if you were to replace it with the Mieruko-Chan a little bit, like that one.
This one? All right. It's not gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird no matter what we do it, I think.
That's why I was saying the one above that one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better.
And then change the keep both at the top to Mieruko.
Yeah. Alright, took us a while, but we got there.
We got here.
The wheel's always hard for me to set up okay. Like, you can't... I would love to set it up ahead of time, but I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry.
Alright. It's time for the spin.
A part of me wants Mieruko to survive, but a part of me doesn't.
Oh no! 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 Shit!
The dark ending.
Oh, this is the worst timeline.
We are effectively in the worst timeline.
So we're basically keeping everything except for...
Nothing died
wait.
this week.
Yeah,
nothing
nothing
died this
died.
week. That's
Nothing
what this is.
dies.
More safety nets for other shows, I guess.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Shit!
I'm happy Senpai didn't die, but I'm upset something didn't die.
Oh, that's upsetting.
That is really upsetting.
Yeah, after you did all of this moving around of keep both to different places and you still land on it.
We shouldn't have moved keep
We shouldn't have
both.
moved keep both. Mieruko would have died.
Limus, this is the first keep both since fall of 2020.
Technically second, but the second one doesn't count.
Second, yeah, sorry.
I mean, the second one technically doesn't count because it was a mock-up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Officially, like, of actual consequence, this is the second keep both, and it's also in the fall season.
Why? There were so many knives that came out. Why did nothing die?
Yeah! God, it's like a Dragon Ball episode up in here.
Yeah, well,
Fuck.
well, if it doesn't die now, it'll probably die next time.
I swear to God, if it's just Senpai and, like, Mieruko-Chan on the board for the next couple episodes, and they survive again... Can we have 2 liches on this list?
There's a winner and a runner-up, so yes.
Mayo.
So did anyone watch anything else this week?
I'm still watching Tact OP Destiny, and am I?
I've seen that one pop up. I want to watch it. Looks cool.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, I was gonna watch more of. I was gonna watch that new episode of Mandela Catalog that came out, but I didn't want to spook myself right before the podcast.
Yeah. Episode 1 was an introduction to the characters, and since episode 2, they actually went back in time a little bit and have been exploring characters and the situations and what led up to episode 1. And it's been pretty interesting so far. In the latest... Actually, wait, should I say, since you plan on watching it, or no?
Don't spoil things, please.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. But,
Other than that, Oh, sorry.
Nah, I was just gonna say I haven't really been watching anything.
Other than that, I'm still watching Aquatope. In this episode, Kukuru and Fuka have... they bring essentially everyone from the aquarium over to have like a nice little get-together because, it's their day off. They have... Like, in both Kukuru and Fuka's apartments, they have, like, essentially this grill, sort of, like... It's like an inside barbecue, I should say. Except, the twist is, at night, the night shift workers who just got off work, Kukuru and Fuka... Or not Fuka, it's Kukuru. Kukuru ends up giving them massages, and we see... It's a really sweet moment where Kukuru and the other girl, the really bitchy girl, are talking while giving this massage, and the girl ends up giving Kukuru a massage too, and it's just this really sweet moment. But I was just shouting at my screen being like, no, Kukuru, think about what you and Fuka can be. Don't do this. Don't cheat on her. Yeah, Aquatope is still pretty good.
They haven't got together yet. Is there any whiff of romance happening in that show, or is that tag a fucking lie?
I think that tag is a lie because honestly, the only little bit of romance we can gauge is blue-haired dude has a crush on Kukuru, but it's obviously not reciprocated. Also, the yellow-haired guy, like the guy who's scared of women, has this really great line where everyone finds him passed out in a park, and two of the guys are carrying him. He's like, "I get to drink with the boys." I love him. Kuya is great. The show is still good. I'm hoping like Fuka and Kukuru have a little romance plot at some point, because the two of them, like, they have a really good chemistry, but if it doesn't happen, then I won't be upset. What about you? Have you been watching anything, Limus?
As much as I wanted to this week, no, I actually didn't watch anything. Like, I was planning on watching more of Virtual Prison, because that garbage needs to be watched by someone. Might as well be me. But I didn't. And yeah, I didn't really watch anything. Damn it, I was planning on having something to say here, but I guess you just don't watch shit. You just don't watch shit.
Can't believe you didn't even watch the shows we needed to watch this week.
Listen, Meep, I watched 2 of them this morning.
It's all good. I thought I'd make a joke because you said you didn't watch anything.
Yeah. I just went with context clues and a summary. No, I actually watched it.
Yeah, I'll say that even though I really do like watching these kind of stuffs, it is kind of difficult with my fucking ADHD, because it's difficult when I'm actually being made to watch something. My brain basically just decides, no wait, this is work shaped and we can't do it.
Oof.
Exactly. It's exactly the same with my ADHD brain too.
It's not just that I'm watching the things. I have to watch them closely enough. I have to pay attention closely enough to read the subtitles and take the notes and grab the screenshots. I'm not just watching it.
See, my brain is the opposite. My brain looks at it and goes, "Hey, new episode is out." Slaps. Watch it now. Like, what? Watch it now. I'm at work. Watch it now. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I was dying to get to the next episode of fucking Paladin, but I waited until last literal minute to watch it. Because yeah, it was vaguely work shaped, so it's like no.
Yeah, that's the shitty thing with me is like literally anything. Like even when it comes to the stuff that I do for fun, like my art and stuff, my brain will still go, nah, this seems kind of work shaped because you're actually putting like investment into it. So now we can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can only do things casually, otherwise no.
Have to do it on spur of the moment, or else it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just like D&D.
Oh god, I hate how much my work keeps like making that not a thing that can happen. Because they keep scheduling me right when we need to actually do the thing.
Oof.
Fair enough. Man, this really is the darkest timeline. Nothing died today. I instinctively went to the image flip, and I'm like, wait a second, nothing died.
Wait, oh no.
Well, if those things didn't die this time, I'm pretty damn sure they'll die next time.
Mm-hmm.
Either that, or they'll do the thing like you said, Limis, and they'll just somehow magically keep not dying. They'll pull a popo on us.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Fucking, like... Last season we had a show that was on the wheel, like, 5 fucking times. And, like... Until one episode we got enough kills that we could just kill it outright. But we simulated if we didn't, and we had one extra episode, and it would have lived then too.
Yeah.
Because they keep both.
I'm sorry. We keep pulling up past season stuff with you around. I'm sorry, Ember.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, Ember, you can find all of last season on channel 646 on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was already grabbing the screenshots of the lists of different anime from. I was grabbing screenshots of the lists of different anime that are in these fucking channels, and I'm gonna go back and see if any of those are worth watching.
Hell yeah.
I can let you know which ones are, actually.
Yeah, please do. I want recommends.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, I was
going to watch that in Vivi with me at some point. That is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Going by season, in fall there were 4 shows that were really good. There was Yukoku no Moriarty, also known as Moriarty the Patriot, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Luck, Adachi to Shimamura, and then what was the 4th one? There was a 4th one that we all liked.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, Akudama Drive.
Akudama.
Then in winter, it was still Jujutsu Kaisen, Skate the Infinity. For me, Cells at Work Code Black I really liked. And then Horimiya. Spring, Vivi, Shadow's House. I'm not going to recommend Tokyo Revengers, even though that did live. And then, what was the 3rd one? Vivi, Shadow's House. What was the 3rd one? Was it Dallas Lock? What was Dallas Lock? Oh,
Shadow's
right.
House? Super Cub?
Super Cub, right. Shadow's House was the only random show that lived. I wouldn't recommend Super Cub. Vivi and Shadow's House.
I mean, I watched the podcast episode where you were talking about Super Cub, and honestly, that seems like exactly the kind of thing I would actually like.
Well, I enjoyed Super Cub while watching it. It was Stockholm Syndrome.
I like that kind of slice of lifey shit. That's my jam, dude. I mean, I'm the one who's liking Senpai is annoying.
You're forgetting a big one. You're forgetting a big one from fall. Kuma Bear.
I'm not recommending that one. If you want to watch
bear.
if you want to go through pain. And then in summer, there was girlfriend, and then Vanitas.
Yeah, and you've already showed me Vanitas.
Yep. And guess what? Season 2 comes out in winter, baby!
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch that too.
Now we have to decide, do one of us have to lock it, or is it automatically locked in?
I'm fine with locking it. Saying it was my lock in summer, I'm fine with locking it again.
Okay.
I'm just being like, this is my continual... Because what did you do with Jujutsu Kaisen? Did it just take up a random slot?
Jujutsu Kaisen took up a random slot, but that's only because it continued into the next season, whereas something like Yukoku no Moriarty or Vanitas took a season break in between. So it's technically a season 2 instead of part of season 1.
I feel like it should be the same when it comes to season 2s. Like, if everyone's seen it and we can continue on, unlike Moriarty and Tokyo Revengers and shit like that, where it was like, okay, now no one's seen it.
Okay, so you're fine with having it automatically locked in?
I mean, like, once we get there, unless I found something else interesting, I was gonna lock it no matter what. Like, yeah, I want to see more of that. I really want to see more of it. I loved it. It was my Mary. Of course I'm gonna lock it.
Yeah. We can also revisit this conversation at a later time, too, when we're closer, obviously. But yeah. This was an episode, right?
That was an episode.
It was a good episode. Except for nothing dying. That part haunts me.
It was bound to happen eventually.
It's been 4 seasons since it last happened, Ember.
Have you ever had an episode where just everything died?
No.
We have not gotten a kill both before. Even though I was really hoping for this episode. Wow.
Man, that's right. You hated both of these. I only dislike one of them. The other one I just find hard to talk about for the podcast.
Yeah. It's both, honestly, both Vampire and Senpai seem like the kind of things where it's like, they're nice and all, but they're not really critique worthy. They're just, I mean, for one thing, like I've mentioned before, Vampire is very clearly not something that should be taken seriously at all.
I was honestly hoping Vampire would be on this wheel too. I was hoping Vampire would die out of everything else on this list.
Honestly, I was hoping that we were going to get a wheel with, let's see, how many would have been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows on it. Because I thought that would have been wild.
That would have been. The last time that happened was in spring, I think. No, winter. Because in spring we had wheels, but there was never, like, more than 3.
Lol, imagine we end up on the final, like, episode of this season and there's only 1 show.
Nah, I doubt that'll happen. I think there will at least be 3 left by the end.
Yeah, there's almost definitely gonna be at least 2 of them. I doubt we're ever gonna kill Sakugan or Paladin.
Yeah, I doubt it. You know what? I'm interested. Let's say that Komi-San and Mieruko both got 1 fuck. Let's say that we got this 5-man wheel.
You just want to see what the fuck would happen.
I want to see what the fuck would happen.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna
the Discord stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, if it's anything interesting, I might just cut this whole part out if it's not that interesting.
I kind of want to see what would happen if that did happen. Yeah, I always need to keep, like, copying the name of that because I can never remember what it actually is in the Japanese.
Just for theory, because I want to know if I would have killed... I really want to know if I would have killed Komi.
You would have killed it.
I would have killed Komi. Holy shit! Ah!
Just barely, but you killed Komi.
You know what? I feel like Keep Both wasn't the darkest timeline.
This was the darkest fucking timeline. Holy shit!
There was, in fact, a timeline darker.
I would have Peach Boy'd Komi. There's one thing I gotta learn. I gotta be more careful with my knives. Holy shit! I'm gonna kill a bunch of good shows.
Yeah, that's what I said last season.
But the knife is shiny, and I like the color of blood.
Well, we killed like almost everything else, so.
I love the wheel. I think the wheel is one of the funnest parts of this podcast. It's just like
totally.
random chance. Let's see what happens, boys. Let's go.
Random bullshit, go.
Oh, there was totally a day in summer, or not a day, a week in spring where we didn't get the wheel because we didn't get the wheel, but I was totally willing to kill Tokyo Revengers because I was still sick of its shit just to have the chance of Vivi surviving. Luckily, my plead with Dal worked, and he fucked that episode. I had to fucking basically grovel on episode 12.
And worth it.
Sad, because that's my favorite episode of the show. It literally made me bawl for 20 minutes.
Alright. The more you describe the show, the more I want to watch it.
Yeah, I still have a bunch of time before I have to go to work.
Yeah, I've still got a bit of time, but I should probably start getting ready.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we should probably end the podcast.
Yes.
Alright, that has been an episode.
Boy, was it an episode.
Yeah. Hey, Ember, where can they find you?
You can find me at Ember the Unusual on Twitter. If you're lucky, I might have posted an art, but no guarantees.
How about you, Meep? Where are you?
You can find me at Soul_King777 on Twitter. But if you are a minor, do not follow me, or else I will make you star in a live-action remake of what happened on the wheel this day. I will make you hold the gun if Komi-San ever dies, and you will have to fire.
You will have to shoot Komi-San. Do you want to shoot Komi-San? No.
I don't think you want to shoot Komi-San. But yes, I am happy Komi-San survived this gauntlet. I am sad Mieruko-Chan survived this gauntlet, though.
Yeah, please make me stop watching the spooky people. The horny spooky ghosts.
I mean, hey, maybe the horny is gone. There wasn't horny in this episode.
Not so much.
Man.
Well, I don't even think there... That's okay. I don't even think there was any horny this episode of Mieruko.
No.
Yeah, I guess kind of not.
I'm gonna be so mad if it pulls it back in the next episode. I'm gonna be so fucking mad if it wins me over next episode.
Like, if the horny comes back?
Yeah, it seems like it did that the last couple of times, where, like, it backed off, and then it came back, and now it's backed off, and then it's probably gonna come back.
Mm-hmm. But, like, if it gets good, and, like,
If it gets good, you're gonna be upset.
I'm gonna be so upset! Because it shouldn't get this extra chance. It should have died.
But that's how the show goes sometimes.
It's had too many choices.
I think you're right that the best part of this is the wheel, where it's like somehow there can end up being a decision where none of us like it, but that's how it is.
Like, the surprise upsets are always my favorite part. Like, one of my favorite moments is still one episode away from the end. Dal killing Ikebukuro and just hearing Gilly's soul shatter. She's like, I had such a big smile on my face, like, I don't have to finish it? I don't have to watch episode 12? Thank God!